Hello, welcome to my new podcast, Tai Chi Kindness. This is Debra Cohen. I thank you for being here. If you're interested in Yang-style 24 form Tai Chi, I'm getting my instructional training to teach it in the Clearwater, Florida area. I would love to have a class with you as a student teacher of Tai Chi. And that way we can learn together and I can solidify the flow because once you learn the 24 poses, we put them together in what they call a flow, meaning one after another. And it is a beautiful movement meditation, which has all kinds of health benefits, which I will share with you today. This is episode 2. If you missed the first episode last week, I introduced the Dantian to you. So stick around for the next 30-ish minutes and I will be right back.
Another sunrise on the road again, chasing wisdom carried on the wind. This quiet pull inside my soul tells me it's time for me to go. 'Cause I'm always looking for a home, even when I'm meant to roam. Oh, this ancient whisper in my heart says go forth right from the start.
And again, this is Debra Cohen. I hope you're doing well today. And I am broadcasting today on Instagram. The handle is at Energy Lifewave, as well as my YouTube channel with the same handle at Energy Lifewave. So get your paper and something to write with if you're interested in saving this information. And I'm going to write quickly in the Instagram chat that today, whoops. Okay, blackout. All right, today we're talking about the benefits, health benefits of Tai Chi. And I'm trying to type something in here. Health benefits of Tai Chi. And post it so if people pop in, they'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so my new business is called Tai Chi Kindness. Kindness is as much of an art as Tai Chi is, or for any art for that matter. It seems like a lot of times when you get into an art for healing, it's part of the process of pursuing healing. You have to weed out the performers because this is not a performance. It's something to practice for health benefits. Sorry for the pinging. My iMessages is open and anyway, okay, just ignore it if you can. All right, so today let's talk about a review first of what I talked about last week, which was, that's interesting. Okay, last week we talked about the Dantian. I introduced it, so let me start by reviewing the Dantian. And the reason I want to emphasize this is because I've taken a few Tai Chi and Qigong classes, and I've been with instructors who mention nothing about the Dantian. And as I review from last week's podcast, the reason why you have to know about the Dantian is because it affects your posture, the way you practice Tai Chi. If you're not leading with your Dantian, then you're not standing correctly. And one of the benefits is posture restoration. So what is the Dantian if you missed last week's episode? It's a vital energy center in traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong, and martial arts. And by the way, Tai Chi is still considered a martial art. Located roughly 2 inches below the navel, known as the Sea of Qi. Repeat after me, the Sea of Qi. Also known as the Dantian officially. Now you can tell people, are you practicing Tai Chi and Qigong from your Sea of Qi? It serves as the body's powerhouse, center of gravity, and source of balance, crucial for storing, circulating, and generating internal energy. And who doesn't want more energy? So, to get more energy out of your Tai Chi or Qigong practice, you have to lead with the Dantian, the Sea of Qi. So, when you think about it, when you're moving forward, some people walk forward with their head, they lead with their head. Some people lead with their feet. Some people just, lead with their shoulders because they hunch over. But if you're standing correctly, which is possible to correct, you're leading with your belly button. That's a new thing for me. So I'm telling you, so we can all practice it correctly. Okay, so like I said, the dantian is situated in the lower abdomen, often considered the lower dantian, though there are middle, which is the heart, and upper third eye, upper dantian. So the three locations of the dantian, starting with the belly button, are the lower dantian, the middle dantian, I'm pointing at my heart, and the upper dantian. With Tai Chi Yang-style 24 form, you're leading with the lower dantian. And so it's good to know this, to become aware of your body when you're moving. It is used in breathing exercises, such as in Qigong, to cultivate energy. So know that when also your instructor is telling you about breathing when you're practicing Tai Chi and Qigong, breathing is what generates energy. It's the energy engine, your breath, the mind, and reducing stress. And this is a book I can highly recommend by a doctor friend of mine who has her own podcast called Sleep Takeout. And we're studying this book, The Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McKeon. Definitely good knowledge to have when you're practicing Tai Chi or Qigong. I highly recommend this book. And I highly recommend her podcast. So you can do a Google search for Sleep Takeout. She's in Clearwater, Florida. Okay, so the martial arts, Tai Chi and Wing Chun, it acts as the body's center of mass. We're talking about the Dantian, allowing practitioners. I found out, like last week, I didn't know what to call you guys that practice Tai Chi because this is new to me too. I know when I used to teach yoga before I got my torn meniscus, we called ourselves yogis. So I was asking last week, what do we call ourselves as those who practice Tai Chi? I thought, is it Tai Chi? Not Tai Chi-ers. We're called practitioners of Tai Chi. Imagine that. Okay, so the Dantian acts as the body's center of mass, allowing practitioners to maintain stability, absorb force, and generate power from the core. Ah, power. Don't you want power? And what are the benefits of focusing on the Dantian? It increases stability, improves posture, relaxes the body, and strengthens the immune system. Whoa. I think that's exciting. So as I mentioned, there's three different dantian. The lower, which is below the navel, considered the most important, is the seat of Jing, which is physical energy and essence. So get in touch with your belly button. There's also the middle dantian, which is at the heart, related to your qi or vital force. And the third is your upper dantian, located at the forehead, which they sometimes call the third eye, related to Shen, the spirit. Dantian is sometimes referred to as Hara, H-A-R-A, and this is Japanese, so I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, or Tandem, Tandem, T-A-N-D-E-N, in Japanese practices, emphasizing its role in centering, balance, and mindful movement. Mindful movement. Oh, yes. And of course, I'm going to say this. My Aunt Madge will love it because I always tell her I teach her online. She's 83 years old. We used to hula hoop together until couple years ago until she broke her hip in the fall. So she can still hula hoop, but I thought I need to share with her something a little bit more applicable for her age group. I said 83, right? So Tai Chi, my Aunt Madge and I, she's in Boston area, we're learning Tai Chi together. Meditation and movement in a flow. And I used to be a belly dancer, so sometimes I'll throw in something like that. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. All right, so let's have a little station break here. Let me put on my nearsighted glasses, and I will be back with information. This week's episode, the health benefits of Tai Chi.
Blessed Adonai, oh my soul.
And oh, okay, we're having technical difficulties today, so let's try this one. Okay, sorry about that. Camera's having a mind of its own today. I don't know why, but okay. So let's talk about the health benefits of Tai Chi. And as a senior citizen like me, this would be of interest to you, I think, if you're interested in maintaining an independent lifestyle. All right. First of all, the practice itself. How many times should I practice? For beginners, a common starting point is practicing 2 to 3 times a week. This frequency helps you learn the movements and build basic coordination without overtaxing your body. Now, I know it looks simple, but it does with practice. If you're just doing 2 to 3 times a week, you're going to notice that your balance improves. So I'll get to that in a minute, the benefits of Tai Chi. So in the initial phase of learning Tai Chi, you start with 2 to 3 sessions a week to acclimate to the mental and physical force required. It's important to get the form, the 24 form, different poses, correct in the beginning so you don't make your posture or structural formation worse as you age. You want to get better. So sessions can begin as short as 10 to 20 minutes and gradually increase to 30 to 60 minutes as your stamina improves, yours and mine. So right now I can do about 30 minutes of Tai Chi, and soon I will be broadcasting online to show you how each individual pose is done with the correct posture. I take my time teaching you, as I am also learning. As I said, I'm a student teacher of Tai Chi instruction. Because it's low impact, this martial art Tai Chi, it is safe to practice daily for 20 minutes once you feel comfortable. Consistency is more important than long, infrequent sessions. So make them shorter every day rather than longer 3 times a week. To see significant health benefits, experts recommend a target of about 150 minutes total every week over the long term. So that would be your goal. When you start out, that's not your goal. But as you get stronger and you start to feel more confident and you know these forms and how to connect them together in a flow, you can target your goal for each one of us, including myself, is to practice Tai Chi for a total of 150 minutes every week. All right, so let's just talk to wrap this up, the main benefits of Tai Chi, because I have to get to a band practice. Okay, Tai Chi is often called meditation in motion. And as I started to say before the break, my Aunt Marge and I, when we practice, I tell her, or when I used to teach her yoga before I got my torn meniscus, I used to tell her, motion is lotion. And she loves that. I get a little giggle out of her every time I say it. Motion is lotion. So when you age, you don't sit in your rocking chair and wait for the cows to come home. You got to keep moving the whole body, not just your feet from rocking. Okay. Okay, but according to what your body is able to do. You don't force anything. At this age of senior citizens, the old exercise motto, no pain is no gain, that doesn't apply to senior citizens. So get that out of your head. We have to learn to listen to our bodies, which is one of the beautiful things of Tai Chi and movement meditation. It's very good for people recovering from trauma, because especially sexual trauma, because a lot of times what trauma survivors do when they're being violated is they remove themselves from their body. Like, for example, if you're being molested, I hate to say this, but I know from experience, you leave your body. Some people can, if they're violated on a regular basis, unfortunately, they actually can see their bodies, they're looking down at their bodies, they can see themselves in this horrible experience. And it's a survival method. You remove yourselves from this affliction to deal with it. And then hopefully when you've pursued healing, as I you have to learn how to regain your body and mind together and your soul. You have to reconnect yourself. So this is a way, doing movement meditation, to reconnect with your own self in an atmosphere that is safe. Don't do it if you don't feel safe. This is when you're trying to heal, which we're always pursuing healing in this life. Okay, so Tai Chi is called meditation in motion, often extensive physical and mental rewards. It improves balance and coordination. It is widely documented to reduce the risk of falls, particularly in older adults. So you can see, as a senior citizen, why I'm an advocate for Tai Chi for the senior citizen population like me. Stress and anxiety reduction. The focus on deep breathing, if your teacher is instructing you, and mindful movement helps melt away stress and improves overall mood. It increases strength and flexibility. Slow, sustained movements build lower body strength and improve joint mobility. And it's a known fact, as you age, the first part of your body muscle that deteriorates or atrophies, meaning shrinks, are your legs. So you can see why it's important to practice Tai Chi, because it focuses on leg strength. Chronic pain management. Clinical trials show it provides relief for conditions like arthritis, fibromyalgia, and chronic back pain. So if my husband is listening to me right now, dear, you can practice Tai Chi to help with your back pain. And if it's that bad, you could even practice in your chair at first and just do the arm movements. And when you start to feel your trunk getting stronger, you can try to stand up out of your chair. You can even use the chair to help you stay balanced until you improve your balance by learning to strengthen your legs. Tai Chi enhances cognitive function. Regular practice is linked to improved memory, executive function, and Focus, darling. There's another reason to be practicing Tai Chi with me. You need to get on board. And better heart health. Oh, dearie, I hope you're still listening because, well, my husband has had a heart attack and 2 strokes. So this Tai Chi practice is for better heart health, my dear. It can help lower blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and improve cardiovascular fitness. And who doesn't want good sleep? Tai Chi improves sleep quality. Practitioners often find they fall asleep faster and experience deeper rest. So, are you looking for local classes, or would you prefer online videos to start your first session? I will be shortly, like I said, providing beginning, we're talking about very beginning, people that have no clue what Tai Chi is. I'll be making snippets, very short, maybe 15 minutes online to show you introducing each posture. Then once you memorize each posture by practicing every day for 15 to 20 minutes, you'd be surprised how fast it goes by when you're paying attention to what you're doing, thinking about the reasons for the movement, and working on your breathing at the same time. So last week, in closing, I gave you an assignment, a homework assignment, because I'm a teacher, or I used to be a public school teacher. I love giving homework. So I asked you to practice your breathing if you don't know how to breathe from the dantian. And as a review, I'll just tell you in case you missed the episode last week. Let's do this again. This is a review from last week's episode. Okay, I'm looking at my shoulders. I got posture issues. Anyway, okay, you want your shoulders to be level. Practice this in front of a mirror if you can, or if you're looking at your camera with me, because you're watching this live, you can see. Okay, when you take a breath in, put your hands first over your dantian, the lower dantian, which is your belly button. Okay, now take a breath with me in through the nostrils, and then exhale twice as long. Through the nostrils is best, but if you breathe through the mouth, that's okay too. Although you'll find if you take Dr. Michelle's podcast on sleep takeout, she will tell you the reasons why it's better to breathe in and out through your nostrils. So I won't steal her thunder. You'll have to find, or if you can't find her podcast or you're not a podcaster listener, you can just look for this book, The Oxygen Advantage, and you'll find out why it's better to breathe exclusively through the nostrils. All right, now when you took that breath, if you were looking at yourself in the mirror or in your video, or yes, or do it later, just remember, sometimes my speech is like dyslexic, if you can believe that. Okay. So the question is, did your shoulders move when you took a breath in? If you're like, I don't know, I wasn't looking. Well, here's your chance to now be aware. When you take a breath in, put your hands over your belly button. Take a breath in. And what part of you moved? If you said your dantian expanded, like you were filling up a balloon with air, that is correct. But if you say, my hands didn't move at all, my dantian didn't move at all, but I took a breath, and this is a hyperbole, right? Just to kind of tell you, if your shoulders go up when you take a breath in, that's called shallow breathing, and that's not correct. Bing! Okay, I'm getting another iMessage. So you want not to take a breath in by elevating your shoulders toward your earlobes. You don't want to do that. That's shallow breathing. You want to think about your air going down to the belly button. So when you take a breath in, your hands are moving forward away from the center of your body. And when you exhale, it's like your belly, you're sucking in your belly. Okay. It's nothing laborious. It's just, very comfortable. So you don't want to overdo it. So the goal is over time to practice breathing from the dantian. How do you do that if you're like not able to do it standing? You lay on your bed, on your back, with a book. A book like this would be perfect. Put it over your dantian, your lower dantian, your belly button, while you're laying on your back. And take a breath in, and you want to feel the book rise away from you. Like imaginary balloon down at your belly button filling up with air. When you exhale, you want to feel that book coming closer to the bed. Bing! I think that means time's up. No, it's my band member. He wants me to anyway, bring some chairs. Okay, I will. So anyway, that's your homework. I hope you enjoyed this segment, and I hope to see you again as we explore Tai Chi for better health. The podcast airs every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. The handle is at Energy Lifewave, or sometimes it's on Instagram when I can get it going. And what is it called there? As Life Happens? I think As Life Happens, DOTORG. I need to change that to Tai Chi. I wonder if I can. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next week, right here. I was born into a strict Catholic family where I learned to flinch before a hand was even raised. I spent my childhood waiting for a punishment I didn't understand. So I ran. I traded the pews for music college and the hymnals for a rock band in Boston. My life became a spiritual journey, one that I share with you. Debra Cohen, music, books, and merch. Thanks for listening.